messages that are relevant to your audiences. Right? So that involves a lot of listening. Later we'll have an exercise on that. And then here, I'm a big believer here. When you know your purpose, why you are communicating, if you know your why, it's easier to communicate because you know what you're saying and you believe in it. And ito, I've learned this as well. Communication is not about you. It's not about how well you speak in any language. It's not how much technical knowledge you know. It's about being understood. But no one understood. You did not communicate. And the goal of communication is to move people, not just to download. Okay? Next, it's about previous slide. It's about being clear, concise, and complete. Hindi po ito pahabaan ng sasabihin. If you can say it in just a few sentences and understood ka, you have done your job. And then it's about telling stories. There's a way to storyfy everything. Later I also share how you can do that. And then here, diba? It's not about us, it's not about you, it's about the listener. Your goal is to inspire people when you communicate, not to impress. But I don't care if you're really good in English. If nobody understands you in the community, it doesn't matter. Again, no? The goal is to move people, not just to download information. We don't stop at just talking. It has to be a conversation. And then you move together after that. Okay. Next. Alright. Medyo reflective muna tayo on the first part of this workshop. We need to understand and find out our why. Before you even start writing a speech, even before you start a meeting, even before you start talking with someone, it has to be clear in your head, why am I doing it? Bakit ko siya kailangan sa akin? Bakit ko to i-deliver yung speech? Next slide, please. Okay, diba? Nag-research ako ng content. Ito yung inyong why, diba? This is why you're a member of Rotary. Service above self. Right? Later we'll discuss this some more. I wanted to show this because I also want to discuss why it is not easy to do something like this. The next slide, please. Ayaw mag-move. Na-stuck siya. Sa kabila, nag-move na ba? Ayun, nag-move na. Ayaw. Okay. Sige, nakalagay din sa slide doon, ano? A life of service is not easy. Because if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Again, you have chosen to answer that call. So, let's discuss it some more. Okay, why is a life of service not easy? Lalo to, na-experience ko dito sa gobyerno. No? Number one, next slide please. Okay. Number one, it's so hard to introduce changes. Diba? Lalo na pag sanay na yung mga tao how things are done. Diba? Especially when you ask, can I change? Hindi, okay na yan. We've been doing this for decades. Don't rock the boat. Okay? I've been told that. I was a young person in government. The elders will always tell me, we've done that for decades. Don't change it. Second, political noise. Not just politics, but politics inside. Right? That makes it hard. Old cultures are very hard to change. I'm sure you've experienced that. And then as leaders, you get stereotyped and you get misunderstood and then criticized incessantly. Now, when I was in government, I was eating criticism for breakfast every day. And it's tiring. And masakit din siya. Kahit na dapat makapal mga balat natin, pero masakit pa rin siya. And then of course, you always have to deal with lack of resources. You want to do so many things. Yeah? And then, expectations from others. Very hard to deal with. And then, uniting for good. Unity is not easy. Kita natin ngayon, di ba? Unity is not easy. And bringing people together is not easy. Okay? Next. Bakit pa mahirap ang magsilbi? Number one, you will make mistakes. Everybody does. No one is perfect. Everyone will make mistakes. Second, you will fail. It's part of the job. You will not be successful all the time. And you will doubt yourself because of those failures and mistakes. I have doubted myself. 3 weeks into Malacanang, I wanted to resign because it was so frustrating. Nagdala ko ng team ko, kailangan ko ng laptops for them, nagtanong ako, where can I get? Sir, you have to wait 28 days for bidding. So, paano yun? May mga ganun. Next. You will always have to remind yourself why you joined Rotary. Diba? Sometimes when things get difficult, bakit ka? To serve. Like kami dati, para sa bayan. Para sa bayan, para sa bayan. And then, like what I mentioned earlier, your leadership is again not just your appointment or your election. It is an everyday responsibility. And it is constant. I'm sure nakakatanggap kayo ng mga tawag in the middle of the night, asking for help. Normal na yan. Okay? Next. Okay? It's also not easy. Ang dami, no? Puro difficulties. It's also not easy because everyone here is expected to be a servant leader. Hindi na uso yung leader na taga-utos lang or leader na nagsasabi lang, itong gawin nyo. Dahil sinabi ko, sundin nyo. Dahil ako ang leader nito. Hindi na uso yan, di ba? We are asked to be servant leaders, which is putting the spotlight on those we lead, not on us. Helping them reach their God-given potential so that we can do more. Right? And it's not about you na. Diba, minsan pag leader ka, wow, big shot ako. But no, it's not about you. Servant leadership is not about you, it's about others. And it's about leading from the heart, not just your position. It's leading with your values, not just with your job title. Okay? Nalungkot na ba kayo? Puro hirap na? No. But, even if it's hard, you do it anyway. Hindi dahil masokista tayo, but because we are clear on why we are doing it. Next slide, please. We do it because of your purpose. We do it because of our why. Again, we're doing this now. Before you communicate, you have to understand your why. Next slide, please. So I'm going to show you 2 videos. Please watch and listen, and then we will discuss.
I think so. I'm here to make people happy and smile.
Educate and entertain.
To marry my woman.
Being a mother to my 2 children.
Different times in your life, you have different purposes.
Spiritually, emotionally,
Personal, professional. I think I'm still trying to figure that out, my purpose.
my challenge sometimes can be figuring out which one I want to care about most today.
I'm only 14, so I don't really know what my purpose is at the moment.
Still looking now.
I think most people equate their purpose to monetary ambitions.
There's something deeper than, what kind of car you drive and how nice you look. I love to inspire, motivate, and encourage people.
Whenever I can, be a mentor.
Being available to help someone in their journey.
Because I feel like there are a lot of people in this world that are lost and don't have anyone there for them.
The purpose of your life is sort of defined by your actions and by the manner in which you live.
I'm here to help inspire other people to live life to their fullest.
Like, I'm meant to be nice with everyone.
Open world to empathy.
At this point in my life, I'm feeling like, who knows? And as I'm getting older, I'm definitely trying to figure out more and more.
Because there are many people whose career, how they make a living, where their passion is, and what they're good at is actually their job.
I feel like I have a purpose in life because I just want to keep on moving forward, always learning, growing. And it's just that journey and the curiosity about life.
Do what you're passionate about, don't just get caught up in that sort of, hamster wheel of getting by.
I really love animals, writing, just storytelling.
To share my gifts and talents with other people.
Figure out how I can live to be at least 110.
Making people laugh and have fun.
I believe my purpose is to have children. And I'm very excited for that.
The purpose of life is to experience it. Enjoy opportunities and also recognize that there's going to be hills and valleys.
Take advantage of being alive.
Exchange as much love as you can while you're here.
To live the best life you can with as most enthusiasm as you can so that other people will benefit by your having lived.
Okay, so before we move on to the next video, okay, I just wanted to share some insights from that video. So number one, haven't you noticed yung purpose nila? No one mentioned a job title. My purpose is to be president, my purpose is to be this, CEO, wala. It's all about sharing knowledge, being mentors. And I'm sure with you, if I ask you, your purpose is not to be governor, not is to serve, to help your community. But in the next video naman, I wanted to share with you, finding the difference of knowing your what and knowing your why. So let's play the video.
How do I know? A lot of people, when they think of the phrase, how do I know, they always want to put the what behind it. How do I know what I'm supposed to do? The question that you really should ask is, how do I know why I'm here? Because when you know your why, your what becomes more clear and more impactful. If you know, like for instance, people know that I do comedy, but that's what I do. My why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. So I can do comedy, I can write books, I can be in a movie, because all of it is motivated by my why. In fact, I have a new web series out called Michael Jr. Break Time. We probably just did the 6th episode. It's on YouTube. So every single Wednesday at 3 o'clock, we drop a new episode on YouTube of Michael Jr. Break Time. What it is it's me. I travel around the country and I do stand-up comedy, in case you didn't know. And in the middle of my comedy set sometime, I'll stop and just talk to my audience. And we've been filming this, and it's pretty cool. So we're in Winston-Salem. I'm gonna show you a clip from Winston-Salem. And I'm just talking to this guy in the audience, and he tells me that he's a musical instructor at a school. So I was like, all right, you're a musical instructor. Can you sing? Let me hear you sing a song. So this is what happened at the last episode of Michael Jr.'s Break Time. Check it. So you're a musical director? Yes, sir. All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Wow. That's what I could sing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, once you give me the version, as if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid. I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick, if you know what version I'm talking about, just see if that exists. Let me see what you got. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Okay, here's what I want you to catch. The first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
Okay, so we go to the next slide now. I apologize for the technical difficulty. We'll fix it after the break so that everyone can see. But in the video, remember, he asked him to sing first because he's a musical instructor. So he sang a few bars of Amazing Grace. But then he said, give me a different version as if you went through all these life experiences. And he did it differently. I'm sure you all know what to do. You wouldn't be here if you didn't know what to do. But I just want to remind you to always be clear on your why. Because when you're clear on your why, you can communicate it effectively. It's easier because you know why you're doing it. Because your why will also make you find what to say easier. And also I want to share this with you. When you believe what you say, people will see and feel it. So when you're going to make a speech, you're going to facilitate the meeting, you should really know why you're doing it. Because if you just do it 5 minutes before, then you're just going to wing it, people are going to see it. If you prepare and you know your why, people will believe you because they can feel your passion about it. Go to the next slide, please. Okay, like for me, I used to think, when I was really young, I wanted to be in government so bad. I don't know why, but I just wanted to serve. When I watched my first presidential inauguration in 1992, for those of you who were alive then, it was Fidel, right? It was the first peaceful transfer of power since 1965. And something lit up in me. I said, I want to be like that. I want to be in the best position to do the most good for the greatest number, no matter what that is. I am very fortunate that I reached that dream when I worked in Malacanang for 6 years. But when I was done in 2016, I told myself, was that it? Did I peak at 36? What am I gonna do now? But in 2020, 4 years after, I realized my dream or my purpose is not to be in government. Because I started posting things on social media and I realized that I had my own voice. I didn't have to just speak for somebody else. Can we go back? And my purpose, go back. And my why now, my mission statement is to wake up every single day and inspire people. So today, what I'm doing is just a walk to my why. And I hope I will get inspired even just one person today. And if I get to do that, I have done my job. So now it's easier for me to share, to do my what, because I am clear on this. Every day, this is what I want to do. I'm sure every day you want to serve your communities. Right? Okay, so next. So I want to ask you now, before we just start communicating, how about you? What is your why? Right? Have you asked yourself that? What is your why? So now we're gonna do our first activity for today. Okay? If you want to answer what is your why in your life, that's fine. But you can also limit it to why did you join Rotary? So if you can just maybe type it on your phone, write it on a piece of paper. What is your why? And then I want you to discuss it in your table. This is my why. And then later we'll ask some tables to just summarize ano yung napag-usapan. Okay? Medyo reflection muna tayo. So you write it down. What is your why? Why did you join Rotary? And then you discuss it amongst yourself. And then later we'll call on some of you to share. So we'll give you about 5 minutes to do that. Terry? Okay, let's do that please. Just write it down, your phone or pieces of paper. What is your why? And then discuss it in your group.
You're very good. Affirmation down. Sir.
May teamwork
na. May papel, walang book. Ano sa ballpen? Uy, nandiyan pala yung team Lamon.
Team Lamon.
Share na kayo nila Lamon dito.
Oo nga na, pagkain.
Ayan, share it lang. Don't be shy. Just share what is your why. And again, it doesn't have to be related to your job title or your position. You can say, my why is to be a good mother or good parent. That's also okay. So what is your why?
because of my dad being a Rotarian for as long as I can remember. So that's the reason why I'm in Rotary as well, because I have service is our love language in the family. And number 4 is serving the community because of being once saved by the community. Because we have a flood victim here as well in the table, and that's where when he was saved by the community, he's now also giving back, and he chose Rotary as well to funnel that kind of act of service to others. So there.
Wow, thank you. Palakpakan natin. Alright, so that's our first activity for today. Reflection time. But later we'll do communication activities already. So we're gonna go on break. You can continue the discussion, please. Keep it going. And then we'll see each other back after, I don't know if it's 10 minutes. And then we'll do our second activity. Okay, so thank you very much for participating in the first part. I'll see you after the break. Sino po yung kausap natin? Alright? Because, I'm stressing this because how you communicate, what you will communicate, solely depends on who you are communicating with. Diba? What did I say earlier? Communication is not about you, it's about the listener. Pag kilala mo yung audience mo, alam mo kung paano siya kausapin. Okay, next slide tayo. Okay, so how do you know your audience? Diba? For example, pupunta kayo sa community. Siguro pupunta kayo sa isang 5th class municipality. Pag magsasalita ba kayo doon, mag-English kayo doon? Hindi, di ba? So, ganon, no? And, for us to know our audiences, we need to practice these 2 things. Number 1, we need to have empathy. Empathy means the ability to understand someone's feelings or experience, ito importante, based on how they experience it, not from how you see it. Diba? Example, merong lumapit sa akin, sabi niya, JR, malungkot ako. Nakipag-break sa akin yung girlfriend ko. Sabihin ko, kawawa ka naman. Wala lang yan. Ako nga, 10 girlfriend nakipag-break sa akin. Okay lang yan. Was that empathetic? Diba? Kasi unang-una, dinisis mo yung feeling niya. Wala lang yan. And then what did you do? You made it all about yourself. Wala, ako nga, 10. So, that's just sympathy. Dapat empathy. You need to understand what they are feeling. Diba? The next, active listening. Ito yung kailangan nating matutunan today. Because, when you do active listening, you listen to understand, not to reply. Di ba minsan may kausap tayo, hindi pa siya tapos magsalita, iniisip mo na yung sagot. Napakinggan mo ba talaga siya? Hindi, di ba? Right? So, active listening. You listen to understand, not just to reply. Okay, sige. I'll show you a video. Okay, let's go. Next slide, please. I'll show you a video on empathy, and then let's discuss after.
So what is empathy, and why is it very different than sympathy? Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy, it's very interesting. Teresa Wiseman is a nursing scholar who studied professions, very diverse professions where empathy is relevant, and came up with 4 qualities of empathy. Perspective taking, the ability to take the perspective of another person, or recognize their perspective as their truth. Staying out of judgment, not easy when you enjoy it as much as most of us do. Recognizing emotion in other people and then communicating that. Empathy is feeling with people. And to me, I always think of empathy as this kind of sacred space when someone's kind of in a deep hole and they shout out from the bottom and they say, I'm stuck, it's dark, I'm overwhelmed. And then we look and we say, hey, I'm down, I know here. and you're not alone. Sympathy is, ooh, it's bad, no. You want a sandwich? Empathy is a choice, and it's a vulnerable choice, because in order to connect with you, I have to connect with something in myself that knows that feeling. Rarely, if ever, does an empathic response begin with at least. I have it, yeah. And we do it all the time. Because you know what? Someone just shared something with us that's incredibly painful, and we're trying to silver lining it. I don't think that's a verb, but I'm using it as one. We're trying to put the silver lining around it. So, I had a miscarriage. At least you know you can get pregnant. I think my marriage is falling apart. At least you have a marriage. John's getting kicked out of school. At least Sarah is an A student. But one of the things we do sometimes in the face of very difficult conversations is we try to make things better. If I share something with you that's very difficult, I literally say, I don't even know what to say right now, I'm just so glad you told me. Because the truth is, rarely can a response make something better. What makes something better is connection.
Okay. Alright. Diba, you saw in the video, your goal as a communicator is to build a connection. And to build a connection between people, sometimes you have to dig deep and find similar experiences so you can relate. Diba? For example, like ako, I went through Ondoy. Yung talaga yung bahay namin, yung first floor. Diba? When I was in government, I could relate to the victims of Sendong kasi alam ko yung experience. I had to deep in me to connect. At nung nagkakwento sila, nararamdaman ko yung nararamdaman nila. And of course, I did not dismiss. I listened to them. Same thing with you. Whether you're going to meet your co-presidents, the communities you work with, you have to understand where they are coming from and then connect with them. Then find connection. Right? I'll show you another, next slide please. Okay. So, what did we learn from that? Number one, you should see things from how people experience it, not from how you see it. Diba? Let us not dismiss other people's feelings, what the stories they say, just because you think you know. And then, as communicators, medyo counterintuitive. Sometimes you don't even have to speak. Just sit with them. Let them know I'm here for you. As leaders, alam ko, palaging tendency natin, kailangan natin solusyonan lahat ng problema. Problema ka, ito solusyon. Problema ka, ito. But sometimes, people just, pakinggan mo lang. You don't need to solve everything all the time. Because sometimes just being there helps a lot. Okay? Okay, next. Active listening. Yan. So, tapos na tayo sa empathy. How do you become active listeners? No? How do you listen to understand and not to reply? Sige. Are you ready to play the next video? Yeah. Wala yan. Pakit lang isa. Thank you. Ay, walang sound. May sound.
There. So let's talk about listening.
That's easy.
We all think we're good listeners, but have you ever done this? Or this? Or this?
Oh dear, I have.
Well, sadly we all have.
Oh well, if everyone does it, then it can't be that big a deal.
Actually it is. When we don't listen, we're saying, yeah, what you're saying isn't important.
Oh dear. So, what should I do?
Well, be present and focus when your friend is talking. We call this active listening.
That sounds hard.
Well, the more you do it, the better you become. A great way to practice active listening is to stop.
Like on a stop street.
Not that kind of stop. It stands for stop, breathe, listen, respond. So first you stop what you're doing. And yes, you guessed it. Then you breathe. Now you're ready to listen and
What if I...
without interrupting. And we don't just listen with our ears. We listen with our whole body.
My body talks.
You betcha. Look at Jim over here. What do you think his body is communicating to his friend?
He's bored for sure. So how can I not be like Jim?
Well, make sure your eyes are looking straight at the person talking. Your feet are still on the floor. Your mouth is quiet. No talking or making weird sounds.
What's next?
Now you're ready to respond in a kind and patient way. Find out more about the situation, but don't try to solve anything.
But if I can't solve the problem, what can I say?
So say something to encourage them, like, tell me more, or how did that make you feel, or even, what can I do to help?
So to be an active listener, I need to stop, breathe, listen, and only then respond.
A+.
Perfect!
Yeah, I'm sure you learned a lot from the video, no? Bigyan din ako ng tip, no? When you're speaking with someone or in a group, there are some certain signs you can see na they might be getting a little bored or they're not so open, no? One sign for me, always, kapag alam kong hindi na sila interesado is, or medyo close, yung nakaganito. Bila nagtanggal. Ayan. What I usually do is I approach, smile, and say, you can do that. Maybe you just need to grab their attention. And another tip for public speaking, but we're going to do this in the next seminar, is look people in the eye. Everyone. Lalo na yung mga nasa likod. Because you need to bring them in. Right? Make them part of the conversation. Hindi ka mo nasa likod, hindi mo na kausap. Okay. Again. Alright, so some key takeaways I want you to learn from this segment before we do the activity. Number 1, listen to understand, not to reply. Next, have an open mind. Because sometimes, based on our context as well, our upbringing, sometimes when people speak to us at hindi tayo nag-agree with their lifestyle or with their religious beliefs, medyo close na tayo, di ba? But I urge you to be open. That will foster a better dialogue. No? And then no judgment sana. No judgment. As leaders, your goal is to create safe spaces where people can disagree with you without fearing retribution. Because you don't want to surround yourself with yes people. They should be free to disagree with you and then hindi mo pe-personalin. Hindi yung, lagot ka sa akin mamaya. Nasa gobyerno, ganyan. Right? So, no judgment. And then do not dismiss. Hindi ko mo mas nakakatanda na tayo or mas matagal tayo sa servisyo or sa Rotary, i-dismiss na natin yung mga bago. Because, this is also something I have learned, the quality of your idea or suggestion is not directly proportional to the number of years you are in the organization. You can learn something new. I have learned so much from young people, and I urge you to do the same. So have an open mind. Okay. Alright. So how, another summary, dito sa Tacloban kasi wala kaming resources, papatay na kami dito. Siyempre, alam natin, medyo exaggerated yung sinabi. Pero we understand kasi stressful moment yun. And the President, knowing how he is, he's a stickler for numbers. Hindi mo siya pwedeng sabihin ng bagay na hindi mo binaback up ng numbers. Ang naging challenge niya in that moment was to empathize with that person. Kasi alam niyo kung yung sinagot niya? Where's your proof? I mean, I love the guy, but at that moment, there was a lapse there. Imbes na sabihin mo, naiintindihan ko pinagdadaanan niyo, I will do everything I can to help protect you. Ganun sana dapat yung sagot. Pero yung bumalik siya dun sa, what's your proof? Kasi ganun po talaga siya. Pag cabinet meetings, sobrang mapapagalitan ka kapag nagsabi ka ng wala kang proof. Kasi minsan, mas alam pa niya yung numbers. Yes, sir. Ang mali doon, dinala niya yung mindset na yun. As leaders, you should empathize with the people you're seeing. Especially in calamities, stressful moments. Let them vent. Commiserate, empathize. Do not lecture. Do not judge. Do not ask for evidence. Because sometimes you just need to feel that they are being listened to. Okay? See, you will learn a lot from our mistakes. Maraming ganyan, okay? And then, second, knowing and understanding your audience will help you become relevant. Bayan tayo kanina, hindi ka pwede pumunta sa isang 5th class municipality, mag-English kayo doon. Hindi sila makaka-relate sa'yo. Sino ba itong English na to? Hindi naman niya naiintindihan yung pinagdadaanan namin. O kaya, pumunta ka sa isang lugar na hindi sila marunong mag-Tagalog, pero Tagalog ka ng Tagalog. Hindi ka relevant. Or for example, pumunta ka, iba yung kailangan nila, pero iba yung gusto mong i-push. Hindi ka rin relevant. Sayang. Right? And then, if you know your audience, that's when you know the language to use, the topics to discuss, and how to inspire them to do something. Kasi alam mo na yung motivations nila. So you really need to know your audience, ha? Grabe, no? Ang daming steps, hindi pa tayo nagko-communicate, pero you really have to know these things before you even start talking or communicating. Okay? And ito, I always tell the people I speak with regarding communications. You meet your audience where they are. Those involved in politics know that. You do not pull them to you and intindihin mo yung sinasabi ko. You go to them. What do you need? What do you want to discuss? Then let's talk about it. Then you bring in your advocacies. Pero you meet them where they are. Ha? Hindi tayo mga saviors and messiahs who will pull them out and follow what I say. You go where they are. Okay? Next. Okay, ito na. Tama na ang pagsasalita ni JR. Mag-a-activate tayo. Hindi tayo pwede sa venue na to kasi nakikita yung sa likod. So I will ask all the presidents here. We will move to that side. And then, you might need to bring your chairs kasi pulo na doon. Is that okay? Okay na naman sa mga presidents yan, no? Sige, let's go to the other side and bring our chairs if possible. And then I will tell you how to set up there. Right? Talagang siksikan. Intentional yun. Yung gagawin natin talaga magsasama-sama tayong lahat. And then for of course for everyone here, you're part of the activity. So ganun din. No? We just need to make a little bit of space.
Ang nalilipat
To the back. But we will all be here.